Hello friends, welcome back to another edition of This Week on Blu-ray, DVD, and On Demand. I am your host, Thor Dietow. We start with an Oscar twist in the 1950s drama Fences, starring Denzel Washington and Viola Davis. And this is the one you want to see for Viola Davis's epic Oscar-winning performance. Of course, she got Best Supporting Actress, and this is directed by Denzel Washington as well. Now, the two of them have played these same roles on Broadway, and Viola Davis actually won a Tony Award for her portrayal as the same character. So she now has an Oscar, an Emmy, and a Tony Award. Amazing. And this is the story of a man who spent a lot of time playing baseball in his college days, and he's trying to keep his family together in the 1950s. So it's a very taut examination of family dynamics and race relations in the United States in the 50s. And I have to say, Washington has a great command as a director here, and you could tell that it's based on a play. I mean, the source material, of course, is the Pulitzer Prize-winning play from August Wilson. So it's a very talky movie. It's a little bit long, but the acting was sensational, and I enjoyed all of the characters as well. So one of the best dramas of the year, and again, you want to see it for the epic performance from Viola Davis. It includes 30 minutes of fascinating bonus content with interviews from the cast and crew, including Denzel himself, and they look at adapting the play from stage to screen, plus a visit to the movie's Pittsburgh set to learn about how they use the modern-day city and sort of change it around to give it that 1950s vibe. But most of the story takes place either in their backyard or inside their home, so it's got this very intimate feel, and you really let the script and the acting speak for itself. So let's move along now to the science fiction realm. Passengers. This wasn't too well received by critics, but you know what? People don't really care when it's Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt on the screen, and was actually nominated for 2 Academy Awards, including for original score and production design. So the look of the film is impeccable. It's got some decent visual effects and a really cool look to it as well, and a commanding performance from Lawrence and Chris Pratt. There are a couple of twists in the movie that I don't want to give away, but basically, Aurora and Jim are on board a spaceship transporting them and new life to another planet. Things take a deadly turn when their hibernation pods mysteriously wake them up 90 years before they're supposed to reach their destination. They're trying to unravel the mystery about the malfunction. Now, of course, there is a twist here that I'm not going to give away in case you haven't seen it, but they have to basically solve the mystery before the ship is in grave danger, because there's like thousands of other people sleeping, so they're going to try and save them all from peril. Now, the Blu-ray extras include deleted scenes, space on screen, the visual effects of Passengers, a featurette there, including outtakes, and 3 other featurettes as the additional bonus material on set, with Chris Pratt creating the Avalon, that's the space station, and casting Passengers. There you have it. If you like your spacefaring adventures with J. Law and Chris Pratt, you might want to check that one out. And we'll move right along to Collateral Beauty. This, to me, was a bit of a misfire. However, a decent performance from Will Smith here. He's retreating from life after a tragedy and sort of questioning the universe, writing to love, time, and death. So this is one of those kind of metaphysical type movies with an awesome cast with Will Smith, Edward Norton, Keira Knightley, Michael Pena, Naomi Harris, Kate Winslet, and Helen Mirren. Unfortunately, they can't really save the movie, which sometimes get kind of jumbled up into a contrived mess. I mean, the message was definitely earnest, but the way it was executed was just a little bit cliched. So Will Smith plays a New York ad executive who suffers a personal tragedy, becomes very closed off from the world. And then his friends devise a drastic plan to reach him before he loses everything, sort of pushing him to the edge. They confront him in a very surprisingly and profoundly human way. It's definitely a think piece, but it didn't always work. However, some great performances here from some truly A-list talent. There's Naomi Harris. Love her in Moonlight. Let's move along to Elle. Now, this was definitely turning a lot of heads during award season because of the groundbreaking and commanding performance from Isabelle Huppert, who probably gives the best role of her life here. It won 2 Golden Globes, including Best Foreign Language and Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama for Huppert, of course. And she plays a woman who is head of a video game company, and she brings a real ruthless attitude to her love life and her business. But then she's attacked in her home by an unknown assailant, and it changes her life forever. She tries to track the man down, and they're both kind of drawn into this thrilling cat and mouse game that at any moment threatens to spiral out of control. Now, this is from director Paul Verhoeven. I mean, he's got a mixed bag of movies under his belt, everything from Showgirls to RoboCop to Starship Troopers, and he brings a lot of flair to this movie, but this is who pairs front and center. I mean, the movie's got some flaws, of course, with the writing and some of the execution, but there is no denying her incredible performance and transformation in this role, and I kind of think she deserved the Oscar here. That, of course, went to Emma Stone, but if you want to see one of the best female performances of the year, do not miss Elle. Okay, we're running out of time here. We will just leave you with the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. She's back for season 2, taking life by storm. And this is, of course, from the executive producers of 30 Rock. So the second season is more ridiculous and fun as ever. As Elle Kemper, I love what she does with this role. She continues to learn the ways of New York City, navigating through the various trials and tribulations. She's got her roommate Titus, of course, played by Titus Burgess, and socialite Jacqueline, the always great Jane Krakowski, by her side to tackle all the social media matters that are relevant to her life, and you can get all the episodes on season 2 DVD right now. I love what Kemper brings to this role. There's so much kind of like naivete about it, because I won't give it away, but if you go back and watch the first season and see her origin story, totally makes sense why her character is like that, and she's surrounded by a great cast as well, and then very reminiscent of the gags in 30 Rock. I love the humor in this one. It's always very nice and light and very witty. Yeah. That gives you some indication of the origin story right there. All right, people, that'll do. It's this week on Blu-ray, DVD, and on demand. Don't forget, you can check me on social. @ThorDieCow is the handle. Check me on Twitter or Instagram. And we'll see you next week right here on BreakfastTelevision.ca.